All right, folks, welcome back to the Serious Angler Podcast and another segment of the Seriously Western here. And as always, your host, Adam Deacon, and myself, Bailey Egbert. We have a special one for you as it is the conclusion of the 2025 BAM Tour Super 60 Championship from Clear Lake. And we have the top three, the champs, and we get them all on. And Deke, obviously, we're getting the top three on here. No shocker who two of them are, as they've been on just about every single one we've done this year. But you were obviously in this event too, and so I want to kick it over to you, man, and kind of get, now that you've had some time to reflect on what your experience was at the championship and how things went for you.
Yeah, man. I ended up 13th, so I can't complain too much about that. I really would have liked to make the top 10, and quite frankly, may have had the bites to do it. I lost a great big one, like a 7+
Mm.
on day one, unfortunately, that I saw, and that's just part of it. But I was happy with my adjustment that I kind of made day two, and it took me a long time to find them, but I ended up catching 20 pounds the second day, and that felt good to make a little comeback and give myself a shot at making the final day. But it was fun, man. I'm fired up. It's the end of the season, so to make the championship and then finish 13th, I was happy with it, and would have liked to make that top 10. But more than anything, I just learned a lot. I haven't spent a ton of time on Clear Lake. Um, and so to be able to see it in the fall and the winter time frame and to learn a lot about largemouth, particularly on Clear Lake, how they set up and how finicky they are,
Mm.
I felt like I made some big strides just in my angling progression this week. So fun to do that. So looking at the positive kind of glass half full side of things.
Yeah, no, I mean that's good, dude. And it's good when you can reflect on something and be able to, obviously from a quantitative side, it's nice to be able to see the differences or advancements, losses. But when you know that like mentally and skill set wise that you made progress, that only just feels like one, a confidence boost, but also um, a progression towards the next year. That you know that you're coming in with a better set of tools and a better platform to go and chase another, whether it's trophy in the regular season or chasing AOI, coming after the championship one way or another. But the first year you doing it, man, you can't complain there. Making the championship and almost slipping in the top 10 for the final day against some of the best in the West. Not too shabby.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. No, it was a great season. I'm excited for next year. And we'll just go upwards, hopefully. So looking forward to it all breaking down. But
Yeah,
it's neat what's going on. I enjoy seeing this West Coast push, and kind of the support that it's gaining, and I think it's just going to continue to move forward. So people
hopefully.
go fish the pro-ams. They're giving away boats at every single one now. So pretty excited to watch the progression continue.
Heck yeah, dude. Well, we can obviously go on and on about Clear Lake, but we have three guests for today's show that
The guys that know it and did well.
yeah, deserve the airtime, and yeah, that we should bring them on here. But so I think, man, without further ado, let's get into, obviously, I guess for the top three, we have Tyler Mattern and Ty Manterola, who are no stranger to the top three, but also no stranger to the show. And then
Hmm.
the champ who won it all, Mr. Mason McAbee. So we'll start off with third place, and that is Mr. Tyler Madden. All right, folks. No surprise here if you listen to any of the other tournament recaps for the BAM Super 60. Mr. Tyler Madden is back once again, of course, in the top three. I don't think there's really any shock to that as we get into more conversation here. But Ty, dude, congrats and welcome back, dude.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to be on the show.
Well,
Heck
you just say
yeah.
that because you got checks, top three checks coming, AOY checks flying. You're like, yeah, I'll do all the podcasts you want for the.
Yeah, it's been an awesome season.
Dude, first question. How heavy is that AOI trophy?
It was almost 60 pounds. So,
God.
You should see the photos of this thing, dude. I got to touch it in person and feel it because it was at the house we're staying at, and it is massive.
It
Yeah,
looks huge, dude.
I was a little worried lifting it over my head there.
I
I was
know.
like,
And you're a big boy. Played some baseball in college. Like you know, you got some shoulders, and it
yeah,
was stout.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
looked dense.
yeah. It was like mostly metal, and then the rest of it was like solid wood. So, not sure how I'm gonna get it back to Alabama. I'm probably driving it, I guess.
Yeah, that's in itself over the limit for flying in a carry-on or in a.
In a regular bag. Yeah.
You can't even check that. You got to pay like the added. I think I've gotten charged with one time because I'm trying to remember where I traveled to, but I bought so much tackle that I added to my check bag that I had to pay. I think it was like $100 or something like that for them
Yeah.
to ship a bag over whatever it's 40 or 50 pounds. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it clears that. That's for dang sure. And I mean, dude, are you going to be able to even like put that up somewhere, or is that just gonna have to go on the ground if it's that heavy?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, it's not gonna go on a shelf on the wall, definitely. It's probably gotta go on a table or something.
You're gonna have to build a new shelf to be able to support the trophies.
Yeah, just for that.
There you go.
And then the plaque they gave us is like pure granite, so that's another 10 pounds.
Love it, dude.
They didn't
Oh
skimp
man,
out on the trophies. That's for dang sure. They were pretty sick.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, man, let's get into it. So, I guess number one, let's get into your mindset going into this event. Clear Lake, same rules apply in the BAM event, just as far as no practice, 31 days or whatever it is, off limits, no information, can qualify via numbers, via weight. Like, where was your head at going into this event?
Yeah, so honestly, Clear Lake has kind of always had like the three times I have been there in the past, like I have not caught them. Like it's been like I don't know how to catch a fish at this place, but so I kind of just decided like I don't know, we're just gonna go fishing, try to stay mid lake and down. And my idea was to scope like with a minnow or whatever most of the tournament. And I went into it like that, and it really didn't work the first day. Well, the first 3 hours, I had one like 2 pounder maybe in the boat, and I was like, I gotta change something up. But yeah, so I started running some different stuff and looking for like just big boulders and anywhere big boulders would meet docks and then had like a little flat coming off of it.
Hmm.
So that's what I ended up kind of running with the rest of the tournament, as far as like, but I had no clue coming into it. I have really no experience on that lake, so it was kind of just run around and hope that I could figure out how to scope some fish. That was my plan, because I knew that this time of year that's kind of how it's going to be won. So that's kind of how I went into it. I didn't really have a whole lot of. I didn't have any spots. I didn't have any. I just had a general direction of like mid lake south is where you want to be this time of year, and that's just kind of what I ran with, honestly, going into it.
Mm.
Yeah. And we ran into each other day one, I think at like 10:30. And
Yeah.
we both were like, dude, this place sucks.
Yeah.
Like Clear Lake, my ass, dude. Like we had no keepers. I think both of us had zero. We had like caught some shorts,
Yeah.
and it was like, what is going on? So kudos to you for adjusting and getting her dialed in. What did you end up catching those fish on, especially kind of those first 2 days to get you to the final day?
So I after the first 3 hours and I didn't have like a 6+ in the boat, I knew I was probably out of it for weight. So I just scrapped the whole like offshore deal and went to the bank because I figured if someone's gonna catch keepers, it's probably gonna be on the bank. So I went on the bank, and the first few spots didn't really pan out. They were more like small pebble point type spots. So I ran around. I ran all the way south, almost all the way south that you could go,
Hmm.
and found a bank with docks and like those big volcanic rocks on the bank that would come out.
Yep.
And I started throwing a Megabass 110 +1 jerkbait up shallow. You could barely see those fish like crawling on the bottom on scope, like in 6 to 10 feet of water. And the reason I threw the +1, I know you'd probably throw a regular one, but you could get down to them where like those fish weren't coming up like a normal jerkbait fish would, like 5 feet to come check it out. You had to literally get it like on his nose, and then they would come up and follow it and then bite it eventually. But it kind of wasn't like normally where you throw it at them 5 feet above them, they'd come up, rise up, and come after it. It kind of really wasn't like that. You had to almost hit them with it for them to get them to bite it. It was kind of it was different. I never really been on a bite like that, especially I was catching like once I figured that out in the afternoon, the bite really turned on from like noon to
Yeah.
3:30 when we weighed in. And I was probably catching 30 fish that were between 13 and 15 inches. So I knew that I knew I wasn't like gonna catch a big bag, but I was fine with that because of the format and it allows us to do that. Um, and then I mean I did hook a couple of good ones. I lost a 5 at the boat on the first day. I caught another like 4, and then the second day my first fish was a 4 pounder. Um, the second day we had that fog delay, and I pulled up on my spot that I found right at the end of the day. On the first day, first cast 4 pounder. Next one non-keeper, like 2 casts later, and then like 3 casts after that, I caught like a 2.5, and then I didn't get a bite for like 2.5 more hours. So I was like, I was all excited, and then it kind of just went away completely, and then I don't think I got a bite till like what it was already 11, 12 at that point, and then they for whatever reason they show themselves at noon, and then
Dude.
I don't know
Yeah.
what it is like about
Those
that lake, but they're nowhere to be found until like noon, and then all of a sudden it's like you pull up on the same stretch and there's a fish
billions.
every 20 yards, like, and then they'd start to bite once you could find them. But after before that, they would just I would assume they're just sitting there on the bottom in between the rocks, just not moving, which I don't know why, but that was kind of how the first 2 days went. It was I literally once I figured out that jerkbait bite, I don't think I put it down the rest of the 2 days.
Mhm.
I just grinded it and started to find a little bit some new areas that were right by my other areas. Because certain I don't know if you're not from Clear Lake, like people watching, Clear Lake it's a natural lake, and a lot of it isn't those big boulders. Like there's sections mid lake and then way south that you can kind of find them. But other than that, it's kind of pea gravel and then offshore rock. But I didn't really catch them that good on the offshore rock in the first 2 days. So something a little different that I think not many people were doing, especially just because that's not how that lake normally fishes.
Mm. That's
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Bailey.
Yeah, I was gonna say one. It sounded like you're playing with a lot of fire with that jerk bait and a bunch of 13 inchers,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
uh, it's crazy though. Kind of like from obviously from being on the totally other side of the country and hearing about how Clear Lake sets up. Um, one from like the window of when they seem to start actually biting to um, just the landscape in general. Like, is Clear Lake? Because I've heard from a couple guys, whether their social media posts or talking with you, Adam, of how your a tournament went. From looking at like a map, like if it looked fishy or you saw something that looked fishy, were there typically fish there? It's just some of them wouldn't bite, or was it just that kind of ghost town?
I'd say if you're looking at like a hummingbird map, for example, like are you talking like that?
Yeah, I guess if you're looking at a topo map or on the
Yeah.
lake and something looks good, like
Yeah, so I mean, I looked at all that kind of stuff and kind of picked some spots that these look like they might have some bass, and then I pulled up on them and I didn't. I mean, I didn't catch a fish. Like,
well, like
I kind of
were they there or was it just like
yeah.
no one's
There, I
home?
mean, there was fish there, but I mean, I couldn't get any fish on
Mm,
like anything obvious necessarily to bite. The biggest thing that the north end of Clear Lake reminds me of looking at it on a map is Florida.
oh,
Um,
Mhm.
I got to fish like the Harris Chain and stuff, and you look at Clear Lake, the north end, it looks like Florida. There's no contours until you get to the bank, like whatsoever. And I hated Florida, so I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go. So yeah, I wouldn't say like the map study that I did honestly didn't help me as far as like I didn't catch anything off those kind of spots. It was more rolling up and seeing the bank and what it was looking like, especially in practice.
mm,
Yeah. I mean, super interesting because I felt like the map study, not necessarily I didn't have very much map study that went into effect, but I ended up 13th, and my final day, I feel like I found the fish because of map study, because it's like, okay, I think I know, it makes sense to me what they're setting up on. And then using the Humminbird app, huge. I mean, guys, like If you are a
Yeah.
hunter person, I mean, laying in bed, I literally laid in bed and marked 30 areas,
Yeah.
and then circled them, connected them to my graph, and ran them the next day. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. After the first day, I definitely that's how I found some areas on the second day. Was just I was looking at where I had caught them, that I had found them on the bank, and then try to find other banks that might look similar. And I found one more area like that.
Yeah. No,
And I
exactly.
was
They weren't everywhere though. That's what
no,
sucks. Is like
no.
I ran 12 spots that looked like juice that didn't have fish at all, or at least at that time.
Yeah, I probably ran like probably 6 different areas that looked the exact same as where I caught them the first day, and they had nothing. Then I found two other areas, but like they weren't big giant areas.
Yeah. And to your point on the whole like not seeing them, and this is just as far as for scoping and just the bite turned on so much better. I think something that rang true to me, honestly, Bailey, that lines up with our podcast with Jordan Lee was like he's like in the winter, like fish sit on the bottom and it's hard to see them.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And that's what they did in the morning, and then I just don't know if they started to float later in the day and get more active, and then you could really target them. But like every once in a while in the morning, you'd see one that would chase you, like as you were pulling in or something, and it was coming
yeah,
where you didn't see it, like it was sitting on the bottom.
hmm
Yeah, I see that a lot, like when it's right now here in the Northeast anyway, when things get really cold. But I have noticed, like when a lot of our smallmouth go completely nomadic in the summer, is like you'll see some floating in the morning, but as it gets till the sun gets higher, the more and more and more you start seeing. It might just be a universal thing, but it's just to your point though. It's crazy that how they have just like that certain time clock hits, and it's like, hey, we're here, we're ready.
yeah. Like the same time every day. Like
Present.
Dude,
That's
it
kind of
was
wild.
crazy.
Yeah. Apologies for ducking out there. My wife actually locked herself out of the house, so that was good. Uh,
oh, good.
like we said, we can't have this podcast without a tangent or two. But uh, what were like some of your bigger? Obviously, day one, day two, you just had to go run for numbers. But like, what was your adjustment? Obviously, to try to go into day three to try and win that sucker after going for numbers for 2 days.
So after the first 2 days, I mean, I had what I had hooked one 5 pounder and caught one, maybe two 4 pounders. So I was like,
Starting fresh.
obviously this is not going to work for the last day. So I might as well not even try because, I mean, you obviously gonna have to have almost 30 to win. So I kind of just bailed on that, rigged up a whole new batch of rods, of like 3 minnows. I was throwing the G-Rat rocker minnow, the 4 inch and the 5 inch. Um, it's kind of a newer bait. I really like it though. I got a lot of confidence in it this week, and that's what I kind of ran with. So I decided, all right, bailing on that, running. Where did I start? I started in a similar area, but like different. I started offshore because I mean talking to buddies and stuff like in the tournament. That's people catching them offshore, like floating, the really big ones. So I started to do that. Did it for the first 4 hours and had 0 bites. I had it was
Mayday.
noon. It
That's
was
like
it
me
was
every morning. I cannot
yeah.
catch a fish in the
Yeah.
first 4 hours. It's brutal.
It was 12 o'clock, and I was like, wow, I don't have a fish. I was like trying to figure out how how I can go on stage and talk about how I didn't get a bite today at noon. I was like,
Dude, Adam,
Or
we have
like,
talked about this. Yeah. Dude, Adam and I have talked about this exact what you just said. Where those thoughts start creeping in your head that are so bad, and it's terrible that we
yeah,
think stuff like this, especially in modern
so
age. Like
bad.
the digital age, like, man, how am I gonna caption this post about how bad I suck
yeah,
today?
Yeah,
And you're like,
literally.
hey, dude, like I got 4 hours left. Like, snap out of it. You're like,
You're sitting there like the world's ending. You still got four
yeah,
hours to fish, but like
yeah,
literally your mind goes to like, I have to go across the stage. I don't even want to go on the stage. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You're like, what am I gonna tell my friends? How will I tell my family so they don't disown me after this performance?
Yeah, that I was on the best lake in the country and couldn't catch a bass.
Yeah.
So yeah, I ran anywhere from the state park at Clear Lake, which is kind of mid north. I ran up there, ran back south, all the way south, and then everywhere in between, trying to find something. And then I was like, man, do I run all the way north and go fish like Rodman up way up north? I was like, I don't even know what that looks like, but I know people catch fish there, so I don't know. And then I was like, I'm gonna try one more spot to a little point. So I pulled up and I caught one non-keeper. He was like 13 and a half. That was pretty disappointing at the time. I was like, damn, that was almost a keeper. And then I throw out again on the same little rock pile deal, and I just kind of was bringing it over the rock pile just with the minnow, and a small one was chasing it, and I was like, oh, here's another little one. All of a sudden, from behind the small one comes 5 pounder and comes up and eats it. So I catch that. It was probably I bet it was really close to 5. It probably wasn't quite 5, but I catch that one, and I'm like, all right, maybe we can figure something out in the next 2 hours and 45 minutes, like at this point. So I kind of keep up with that pattern, fish that point a lot more, don't get another bite, move up to the next point. Caught another non-keeper, and then pulled up on the next point, and I found a school of them, and I caught another like 4.5. So I had like 2 for 9.5 pounds at this point, and I was like, well, I need some big ones to go with them. And then after that, I threw out again, same school again. There was probably like 30 of them there, and for whatever reason, when I pulled up, they were firing. Got another bite, missed it. A lot of them were just mouthing it for some reason. Like they'd come up and just grab the back of your minnow, and you let them have it, and they pull right off after like 2 seconds, just from them holding on. And then throw out again and hook a big one. I don't know. I had just caught the 4.5, and I threw out there, and I saw this one come off the bottom. I was like, oh, that's her. It comes up, bites it. I let this fish eat it, reel into her, and she's coming up, about to jump. I feel head shake and just comes off. So I was like, all right.
Oh, dude.
I know that fish was 100% over, probably 6 or 7 pounds. I don't know.
Jeez.
Gosh,
But
dude.
yeah, I keep grinding that minnow in that area. They stopped biting after I had caught another 2.25. So I had 3 at this point with like 2 hours to go. Then I actually switched back to a jerk bait because I could get it down to these fish at the depth they were in on this rock pile. And I caught one more 2 pounder. And then I was stuck on 4 until the last 20 minutes. I kind of just cycled those 3 points. They were still there. They just were not firing at that point. I tried cranking. I tried jerkbait, minnow, drop shot, everything you could imagine. I couldn't get another one to bite. So I just looked at my Lake Master maps and was like, this point over here looks good. Sets up kind of similar. Pulled over there. First cast caught a 13 3/4. Like 2 casts later, I threw out a rock that was sitting on the bottom. It ended up it was like a 30-pound catfish. So
Oh God.
Dude, so many of those.
The rock is moving.
yeah, I got it to the surface and the splash was like this big, and I was like, oh, I at this point I had I had like 7 minutes left. I was counting. I was like looking at the clock. I was like, I can't fight this catfish. So I break it off, sit down, retie, and then I go back on the trolling motor, pan to my left, and I'm like, oh, there's one. Throw at it, 2 pounder, keeper. And I was like, okay, let's go. We got a limit. And I was like, now we got to go. So that's kind of how my day went. Like it was a grind to get those 5 bites, and I guess I just made the right decisions at the end of the day, and they decided to show themselves so I could catch them. But it really wasn't anything too complicated with the minnow. You just couldn't hit them. You couldn't let those fish like see your minnow not moving. It had to be like coming horizontal. It couldn't be like coming down and then back up type thing. They would follow it right off the rock pile when it like this is your rock. It was coming kind of here, and they're sitting here. Had to kind of like cut right in front of them almost and surprise them. So that was probably the biggest, like, I wouldn't say secret, but that was kind of the little thing that made him bite on my last day compared to in the morning when I couldn't get him to bite. I think maybe I changed that a little bit.
So it wasn't like you got to keep it 5-10 feet above them, make them chase. Like you had to literally.
Yeah,
Make
you got to get
it.
it. I had to get it like right next to those fish for them to react to it. If not, they just sit there.
That's crazy.
Dude,
Like
those large
when
ones.
it would fall down and they'd see it falling, they'd come up and look at it, but like they were so far behind it, they would just follow it slowly. They weren't going to bite it.
Jerks.
I mean I know that lake gets like a good amount of pressure, but those fish were really smart. I think it was probably just that big cold front that came through.
They were hard.
Mm.
Yeah.
Was that like the first cold front for that area, or were temps already
I
falling prior to you
I
guys getting there?
think I think it was kind of the first big one.
I
I
think
think
so
they had a
too.
couple cold days, but that was kind of the coldest it's been.
Well, that I feel like that makes sense then as to why
Yeah.
things were as difficult as you guys are saying they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in our format, especially day one, you can look at the scoreboard, right? On
Yeah.
how many fish are, and it's like, I mean, there were some big fish, but it's Clear Lake, right? So like you see 22 pounds or something, but like that guy, I think only had 4. Like there was no
Yeah.
limits when I looked at it at like 10:30, and I was like, dang, like it's fishing
Yeah.
really tough.
Yeah, I had checked it probably around the same time, like right when I saw you the first day. And I maybe one person had a limit. But the people had like everyone had a 5 pounder, so it's not like big ones were biting, but it wasn't easy to get a bite.
Yeah, I bet then like from that perspective, then it's probably nice for when it sucks like that and you look at it and you see basically everybody else is sucking too. It probably like kind of cools the brain a little bit. Like, okay, we're not like too
Way
out of
behind.
line here. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're not
Yeah.
we're not playing catch up. We're with the pack right now. But
Yeah, it made me feel confident for going for the keeper route because I knew if I could get over every fish over 5 that you got was like another 2 places. So
mm,
Yeah.
when I got yeah, like I think six keepers was like two spots out of the cut or something like that after the
oh my
first day, and I,
gosh,
I had 7 and I was in
Brutal,
10th.
dude.
that's tough. Gosh
Yeah,
dang.
On the best lake in the country.
yeah,
Yeah.
Remember that
but
too.
the top 5 in weight was like 27 pounds. So
Right.
like
I mean that is total side tangent, but like that is a huge misconception when people talk about. I think when we talk about some of the best lakes in the country, there I think it's in relative terms of like numbers versus size. Because Lake Fork for a while was talked about one of the best countries. Or good lord, cannot speak. We might as well have it. Yeah, it's its own country. It's one of the best lakes in the country. But there's a lot of times you go to Lake Fork and you only catch 4, but they're
Mhm.
all giants. But like, it's very tough unless you live there, know the lake well. I feel like the same can be
yeah,
applied for Clear Lake, where I've heard it can just be brutally tough unless you really figure it out. But
yeah. I think Clear Lake's one of those places where it's like when you know it, yeah, I think it's awesome. But like just going there, never been there before. It's not easy to catch
I was
a big
lied
one.
to. There ain't no fish here.
Dude, I mean, it's the truth, right? I mean, I think about anywhere that's got a lot of really big ones. Like that's dead on. I mean, I think, I talked to a buddy who lives on the lake after the Derby, and he's like, dude, there are few times that I can count where I've caught more than like 10 in a day on a clear lake. You know what I
Jeez.
mean? Like there's times of the year when it just pops off, right? I mean, spring and all that, like when it
Yeah,
goes. But like when he normally has a big bag there, it's like catching 8 of them or 7 of them. It's not like you're just banging a ton. So it's and it was tough. There's
You
no
guys are
doubt.
not getting me excited to go fly over to Clear Lake next year. I'm
It'll be
not
fun.
excited right
What
now.
time of year? What time of year is that for you?
Uh, what is that? I think the first week of June. I think is
Oh,
when they
you'll
have
you'll
it
be
slated
fine.
for.
You can catch a
yeah,
lot in June.
yeah,
Either way, but so one of the backtrack real fast. One of the things you mentioned because I've seen this with like Jake Lawrence when they had the tournament on Kentucky Lake. I noticed it when you said I let the fish eat it. Talking about your minnow. Are
yeah.
you pausing kind of like a frog hook set with the minnow? Because I've seen Jake Lawrence was doing exactly that on Kentucky, where you'd be like, "Oh, there's a bite," and he kind of give it a second and then lean. Like, are you giving these fish time with the minnow?
Yeah. Once I figured out they were kind of doing that, I definitely did. I have
Mm.
some. I had a Marshall the last day, so he has some cool video of like you can see where that fish grabs it when I'm shaking it. You can see when he grabs it. I just kind of reel down and then lean into him.
Ah.
Like just an extra half second because when they come up at first these ones were just grabbing it and kind of swimming with it. and then that second time, when they open their mouth again, they get it for real.
Yeah.
There's a little tidbit there for you.
Yeah.
I've tried that. My ADHD does not really comply.
It's hard.
It's
Definitely
very hard because you feel that first
It's
bite.
like, oh, yeah,
Dude,
just that extra half second, and then they get it.
Yeah.
I missed a big one this week, doing that. But I was like, they were getting kind of close to the boat, right? And I had a really big one eat right at the boat the first day, but they were getting close, and so I tried the whole like spin my scope away because I didn't want them to feel the beam as they
Yeah.
were getting really close. And of course, when you're not watching the
Yeah.
same way, like a frog blow up happens when you're looking the other way and you just swing. Like I felt a bite and just swung, and pulled it right out of a fish's mouth. Like pulled
Yeah.
half my tail down.
Yeah.
But
Gosh.
I did that a few times with the jerkbait when they'd follow it all the way to the boat. I just turn my scope away and kind of like walk back on the boat and keep
Yep.
it coming. I caught a couple extra ones.
There you go. That's some sneaky advice for people when
Yeah.
they're coming close to the boat. I think it helps.
I wonder when they're that close to the transducer, like from a fisher's perspective, what they hear, feel like. I feel like it's got to be like electric fence zapping or something like that
Yeah.
when you get that close.
Dude, it's crazy. Sometimes like it really matters, right? Sometimes and on the same fishery, like this week, it would be like some fish would get within 40 feet and they were like, no, I'm gone. But then some fish, like I caught a 7-day one that bit with I could see my leader knot. I mean, it bit at
Yeah.
the boat. Like, and it was like that one could care less what was going on. Like but he followed it for 120 feet or 100 feet. Like he followed it
Yeah.
forever and then just made up his mind.
Yeah. I think when they get close to the boat like that, especially on a minnow, like they see the boat, they see the lure, and they're like, they got to make a split-second decision.
Yeah.
Either I'm biting this or I'm turning around.
And most of the time they go, pew.
Yeah, most of the time they just go down. But every once in a while, they speed up and grab it right next to the boat for whatever reason.
So, dude, to kind of wrap things up here, finishing Angler of the Year, you're still in school. Two things. Number one, would love to hear what you feel like attributed to your Angler of the Year this year. Like what learning lesson or what was the thing that you felt like stood out the most or you're most proud of this season? And then two, what's your plans for next year?
Okay. Yeah. So the biggest thing I think for Angler of the Year this year was for sure just mentally staying mentally strong throughout the whole every day, every second I'm out there. Playing baseball, I got to experience what happens when when you let that get to your head, especially like I like spinning out or crashing out, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, and I'd say, and then same with also with baseball, staying confident's a big thing. So I kind of use that. So for this season, and then just those were the main two things: staying confident and calm, which enabled me to make good decisions throughout the year. So, and yeah, those were the main two things, honestly.
You
You guys
definitely
still
don't
there?
seem like you have an emotional roller coaster. Like you seem like you're a very flatline emotion kind of guy, especially when it comes to on the water. Like, I
Yeah,
mean, I could be
especially
totally
I
wrong,
tried to. Yeah.
but yeah. At least
I really try to stay just even keeled, just because you can make the best decisions when you're thinking straight like that.
do you have to like do any like internal self talk when things aren't going your way, or you just kind of just go with the flow?
I used to do like visualization and stuff through like baseball, and I still use that during like the national anthem and stuff.
Love
Interesting.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So visualizing yourself catching fish or like what does that look like?
Yeah, either catching fish or just making good decisions as far as like on the water.
Mm.
See, I try to do that like the night before a tournament, like I'm going to bed, but then I still lose them even in my visualization, and so then it just goes awry from there. But
Yeah.
I love that though, dude, because I mean I've heard Polnick talk about that numerous times. When he talks about
Yeah.
the night before visualization. I can't speak today, boys. I don't know what's happening. The visualization. I might need to check me for a stroke here, boys. But yeah, he talked about that the night before, and then I think he said the day before a tournament starts, he like will walk down to the boat ramp with his headphones on or something like that to kind of get like the mind right. There's so
Yeah.
much to that where you could see guys like what I picture you as just being a flat line. And then you got
Mhm.
guys that are like a straight emotional roller coaster
Yeah.
on the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I like to do it during the national anthem and just right before, just to get myself right because you're about. I mean, you're about to go at that point. So it doesn't
Oh
have
yeah.
to be long. It's 15, 20 seconds. That's about it.
Like,
Yeah.
it's all I need to win this thing. 15, 20 seconds.
Classic AOI behavior.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Just need his one bass. Yeah. Talk about next
Yeah.
year, man.
Yeah, so next year I'm gonna fish all of the Bass Angler Magazine Pro Tour, all of the West Division Pro-Ams in California,
Heck yeah.
and then maybe a couple one basses here and there. Definitely the U.S. Open. I'm not sure what other one bass I'm gonna get to. And then I think I'm gonna fish a couple Bass Nation events back here on the east, out east.
Hell yeah,
Heck
dude.
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
So
Sounds
and
like
then
it's
graduating Auburn this December.
yeah, I graduate next month, and then I'm gonna move to Dallas, Texas in May with my girlfriend. So we're gonna be in Dallas.
hey,
Yeah,
congrats, man. Congrats on getting done with school. That is
yeah,
the best feeling in the world.
yeah.
And then yeah, congrats on the move too, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. I'm excited.
You're
That
gonna
that
catch some
area
fish.
that area has a lot of fish, so
Yeah, you can say that again.
What
yeah.
what I think I love about this, I mean, we're seeing, obviously West Coast guys traveling east, and you are originally a West Coast guy, and we've seen some
Yeah.
West Coast guys, or for instance, a Bryant Smith fishing both, right? Fishing back
Mhm.
east as well as this. Like you're kind of doing that same transition, but you're traveling back west to fish these events, which is, I don't know, something unique. It's cool.
Yeah, definitely different than what most guys do as far as traveling. Yeah, and I'm still gonna be traveling from Texas, but at least it's a day shorter drive if I choose to drive.
Versus Alabama.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's
That's
the other
awesome.
thing, like, I mean, we get to fish 30 tournaments a year at Auburn, so that gets you prepared for whatever tournament you get thrown into. No practice, whatever.
You're ready
I
to
love
roll.
it.
Yeah. Well, dude, real
Awesome.
fast before we wrap this sucker up, sounds like you'll be fishing with some new rods next year too.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm starting a company. It's called Western Angler Rods, and it's going to be technique specific, and then drop based. So we're going to release probably 50 to 100 rods every 2.5, 2 months. And then right now we're testing, building a couple forward facing sonar rods, and then I'm working on getting the blanks and stuff for a 7'3" heavy jig rod. So
Mm.
super exciting. And then also going to probably be making some rods for the Delta also.
Yeah,
So
heck yeah.
fishery specific rods. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And all of the rods are going to be named after like West Coast lakes.
I
Well,
got
yeah.
to I got to use one this week. Tyler was kind enough to let me in early on a forward facing rod, and I really enjoyed it. Worked well. Did not lose any fish, and I have lost a lot of fish doing that technique. So worked well.
Yeah. That's good to hear.
I thought it was gonna be the one that you said you lost and be like, that's Tyler just sabotaging you. It's like
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you this.
Hey, yeah, dude. I lost a 7 on your rod. I actually broke it. So
Yeah. Awesome. Well, dude, congrats again on AOI and another top 3. And always good to get you on here, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. And I just want to shout out everyone that supports me.
Yeah.
My dad, my mom, my sister, my girlfriend in Auburn here, all my teammates, my friends back home. Just, I mean, I got a lot of comments on stuff on Instagram and all that, so that's awesome. I'm really grateful for all that. And then all my sponsors, we have Tidal California Delta Guide Service, which is my dad's business. He guides on the Delta. If anyone wants to get out there, hit him up. He's always around. Western Angler Rods is my company. Mercury, I'm on the pro team for them. They're awesome. Boat Pros. I blew my lower on the first day at Clear Lake. So Tanner at Boat Pros got me a loaner to get through that tournament. He's awesome. He saved me multiple times this year. So, and then we got P Line First Gen Beckman Nets. Just talked to G Rat today. Also gonna partner with them. Bass Boat
Yeah.
Technologies next year. Buck and Bass. Aurelio Perez, realtor. He's been one of my dad's best friends for a while, and he always supports me. Ditch Pickle Productions, which is Alex and Nick Klein, and then the Bass Hole Tackle Shop also. And then I might be partnering with a ranch that does Wagyu cattle and stuff also.
Cool.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about that one. That's one I was like, yeah, let's get in on that. That's awesome, dude. That's freaking sick.
Yeah.
Good for you. Hey, we got to get your pops on here next time too.
Dude,
Yeah. Talk about guiding.
JD is the man, dude.
He went
He
out the other day and he was like, "Yeah, I fished for an hour. I caught like 4 for 24." And I was like, "All right."
Easy peasy, light work.
I was on FaceTime with him and he caught like an 8.5 punching. I was like, "Oh, I wish I was there right now."
Dude. This week in the touring household, JD made us literally seared ahi
Yeah.
one of the nights. Literally get off the water, just having seared ahi, and then like you said, you pop the lower unit. He's like, "Get in the truck, we're going." Just
Yeah.
went and picked up the other lower unit. Like it was just, I mean, I loved it. JD's the
Freaking
man.
man.
Yeah, he's the man. I couldn't travel back home and stuff without him. Like he meets me at the Columbia River when I fly there and everything. So
I love that, dude. Kudos, man. Well, like I said, always a treat to talk to you, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again real soon.
yeah, I'm sure I'll see you guys around, especially next year.
All righty, folks, and well, we're out with one Ty and in with another, and like we said with Ty Madden, dude, you guys are no strangers to this show and no strangers to being in the top 3 in the BAM Super 60.
Listen, I got to give you a little shit. You are the bridesmaid right now in the West Coast, dude. You are unbelievable. Like 99% of people would be so happy with where you are at in fishing right now. But I know it's eating at you, dude, for that first W and another second in this one.
Yeah, for sure. I tried to hold a smile and everything, but it's tough for sure. It weighs on me, but I know a lot of people. It's so cliche, but it's the truth. I've learned that really fast this year. When it's your time, man. And I was talking to Bryant Smith on the phone after the event, and he goes, "Dude, when you come into weigh-in and you know you want it, that's when it's gonna happen. It's not like, oh, do I have enough? Do I not have enough? No, you know. That's when it's gonna happen." So.
And this one, I talked to you right after the weigh-in and was worried. I was like, I'm worried about Ty's mental health. I got to call him right now. I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. I got to call him right now. And so I called you and you're like, nah, dude, I knew I didn't have it. It's Clear Lake. You're not going to get it with 24 pounds or whatever you had. Like you knew going into this one at least.
Yeah, no, I told myself it's going to come down to a big bite, and it did. It's funny. Yeah, because at Clear Lake and anywhere in California, if you have one over 5, you have to weigh in on a separate bag. And I weighed in with one bag on the final day and had 24.5 pounds. I just had all cookie cutter 4 3/4, and I got 2 giant bites, not early, like mid morning, that just bit the tail of my stuff, and never got another big bite after that. Everything that I hooked came in the boat. Fish really clean, just never got that key 7, 8, 9 pound bite like Mason did. But gosh, I mean, those McAbees, dude, what's that? 8 boats in that month on Clear Lake that they've won. So and he won it wire to wire, dominating win. There's hats off to him. He's a great kid and he's a hell of an angler. So yeah, we're gonna get one. I'm ready for it, but
yeah,
it's gonna
I'm
happen
confident
soon.
in that statement. You'll get one. Like if there was a bet to be made, I'd make that bet.
I feel like your first dub's gonna clear it by like 10 pounds, like you're over second or something crazy. But also, can I just quickly call out? Aren't you the youngest guy that was on tour?
Yeah, because Tyler's I think the second youngest, and he's 23, and I'm 22.
And you just called Mason a kid?
Well, he's like the homie. I don't know. I don't know. We talk. Me and Mason talk a lot. He's like the homie. I don't know how old he is. 26, 27.
Yeah, he's not.
I don't know.
He's still a kid.
He's not super old either. 1, 2, and 3. I mean, we're all under 30 for sure.
Youngins, I love it.
Yeah, I did. And so I want to put it out there too of like people who have that ultra competitive mindset would be feeling the same way that you're feeling right now. And I feel like that just, if anything, speaks to how bad you, one, enjoy competing, but two, just want to win. Because I think there would be somebody in your shoes too that might be complacent and happy with a year like that. But I feel like part of you is for sure, you're proud of it, but you're also probably pretty pissed.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the three events, regular season events I got second in didn't even add up to 2 pounds of difference. They were all like half a pound. And I think about lost fish and bad decisions on those final days. And it's just like, oh, just that one bite, or I made this one move that cost me a couple hours, or whatever it may be each tournament, and I just dissect it and I think way too much about it. And it's like I was literally like, in 3 events, I was basically a pound and a half in 3 events from 150 grand. So and it's not about the money for me though. I was away from 3 trophies, and being to actually be crown champion against that group of guys in your rookie season, I I would cry for sure. And if I win one next year, I'm gonna cry. And if I win one 10 years from now, I'm gonna cry. I mean, these guys are unbelievable. I've idolized them my whole life, and I'm proud of being able to compete against them and hold my own for sure. But winning one, just I'm ready for it. That's for sure. I'm getting impatient.
I get it, man.
You feel that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your derb, dude.
Yeah. Let's get into it.
So,
off limits, obviously, all
what's
this
that?
stuff, just off limits in general, classic, our format. Like, what was your mindset going into this late fall derby? Like,
Really, all I was doing for the month before the tournament was watching the weather and just saying, get colder, get colder, get colder. Because I knew the colder it would get, the better the minnow bite would get. And it got decently cold, but it was frontal cold and a lot of rain, which dirtied up the water. We got a lot of rain a couple weeks before the tournament. And the second I got like mid lake south, I was like, oh gosh, like this stuff, it had that like Florida tint to it almost, where it was, you could still see in it, but it had that weird tint to it. And I'm like, oh, this might not be good. And it made it tough. I mean, I think over half the field didn't weigh a limit either day or close to it. It was an extreme. I've never seen so many bass on every spot I went to. I mean, every point, every rock pile, every dock. I mean, everything had a million bass on it swimming around, and they were actively moving around, but getting them to bite was just not easy. And I had 2 fish for like 3 pounds at probably 10 o'clock on day one, and then caught a big one off the bottom in like 30. It was actually on camera. It was a pretty cool clip. And then camera guy jumped out of my boat. I ran across the lake to my next area on my rotation. Caught 6.5 off a dock pole, and then just kind of started getting the ball rolling from there. And it clicked. It didn't. And the funny thing is it clicked for me at the end of day two. And the end of day two, I only had 3 bass. I weighed in 3 bass on day two and still made it in because I had 27 something on day one, then 12.5 on 3 on day two. But when I caught that big one on day two, I finally figured out what the key was, and I spent most of the day looking for it, and I couldn't find it on day 3 until about noon, and then I just started roping them. Just never got that big bite.
well, don't hold us hostage here. What was the key? What did you figure out?
Yeah, you point all of it.
So Deacon, you were there. The amount of bait in that lake right now is
Insane.
ridiculous. Your 2D
Craziest thing
will
I've
read
ever seen.
2 foot of water. Yeah, I've never seen anything like it. Like you'd be in 40 foot, and your 2D would read 2 foot of water because it's just blanketed with shad. If you could find an area that they were living on, that the shad moves so much too. Like my primary area, I go there one morning, blanketed with shad. I'd go there the next day, and there'd just be shad every once in a while. Like it was really weird how much they moved around. But if you could get on an area that had some bait, but not too much bait, it couldn't have no bait. But if it had little pods moving around to where they were still actively feeding on those pods, but you could target them a lot easier, and your bait would stand out more, that was the key. If you had that blanket of bait around them for the scope bite anyway, I don't know about the fishing bite, but like you just couldn't stand out. You couldn't target the fish very easy because like you just couldn't see anything, and you'd see them under the bait and stuff, and there's nothing you could do to get them to go because they would never see your bait. They got a million of the real things in front of them. Why would they care? So there still had to be some bait around, but if there was just pods moving above them, and every once in a while you'd see them kind of fire up and push the bait, that was the key. It didn't matter where you were because there's bass everywhere, as long as that was kind of the situation.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense to me. I guess thinking back on it, that's similar to my experience. Like I needed to be around bait, but not too much. And when it was
Yeah, or
dead,
even if like the blanket of bait was out deeper off the ledge, like in the middle of the lake, and then you go in another 50 feet on like the edge or whatever you're fishing, and they're close by but not just loaded up on top of the fish, it really helped.
yep.
And then as far as baits, I was throwing a Strike King Z2, an Arkansas Shiner. That bait's kind of my go-to. I was throwing the 5-inch, and they got really weird. It wasn't like you were talking about before the podcast started, Bailey, how fast I shake a minnow. It was the complete opposite. you had to, a lot of these fish were in like 15 to 25 feet, snake in the bottom and moving around a lot. So they were extremely hard to hit. But if you threw anything over an eighth ounce at them, they would not eat it. They wanted that
Hmm.
thing just rocking over their head so slow. They would come up at it, go down, come up at it, go down. And then eventually some of them, maybe one out of every 200 would make a mistake. But like if it came burning by them, they'd blink on it, turn around, and then just give up on it. They were super lazy. You had to let that thing float over their head. You can only do that with a super lightweight, but it made it really hard to hit them because they were deeper.
Dude,
Dang.
yeah. I've been going back a little bit of my GoPro footage on day 2, and it was like the amount of time I had wasted just watching my bait go down is insane. More than I've ever done, but it's the same deal. It had to be so light for them to go bite it. It sucked so bad. I'm like trying to make a
Mhm.
clip of something. I'm like, this is 3 minutes. Come on, speed this up. Like,
Yeah.
where does he actually see it?
Yeah, and then like you lead the fish perfectly, right? He's swimming one direction. You lead him by like 20 feet because it's going to take 30 seconds to get down to him. And then right before he's about to see your bait, he decides to turn around and go the other way. You're like, well, there goes a minute of my day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no, it was brutal, but like that was the only way you could get him to bite, or at least for me. I know some guys caught him cranking. I tried catching him cranking and I couldn't do it. I did catch one big one on day one on a jerk bait, but she was set up on top of a stump. I mean, it was just, barbecue chicken on that one. But besides that, it was besides that, it was pure minnow fishing for me.
Gosh dang. It's tough when they do that. Like, I don't know if maybe it's time of year when there's that much bait, but like for us, sometimes like when there's that much bait, it's a really good thing. It means like if you can get anything around them, like you're guaranteed at least you're gonna get bit. Like you're at least gonna have an opportunity. But I've definitely seen it more so. I've seen it in the South where when you have that much bait and you get around them, like you have to basically like bonk them in the head to get them to actually commit. Because otherwise, like you said, they got candy all around them. It's not like one other piece of candy that looks different from the rest is gonna deter them unless it's like convenient. It's
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
But I think like for the one bass open in January, the colder it gets, the more that bait's gonna die off,
Mm-hmm.
and the higher up in the water column they're gonna get, especially on sunny days. So even in those places with a lot of bait like that, like even if there's some like still a bunch of bait in Clear Lake, which I'm not sure how it'll be if we'll have a big die off with this winter or not. But like in that January open, that bait was like anywhere from 4 foot under the surface to the bottom. And once it gets super cold and that water gets into the 40s, they'll float right on top of it. Then they're easy. Then it's fun.
Mm.
Yeah,
Then
my
it's
thoughts
fire.
is it should do nothing but get better. Like we're at the start of the minnow
Mhm.
bite right now.
Oh, 100%. That we were a month early. Like even in like 2 weeks, it'll be tenfold. Like I promise, if we were to be there 2 weeks from now, there would have been multiple 35-pound bags caught.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, so it sounds very on par. Like we are talking with Tyler Madden of that first cold front, how it just throws everything for a loop. Where it sounds
I
like
I don't
basically you guys were in that.
necessarily Yeah, I don't necessarily think it was the temperature. I think it was the water clarity. I think that water dirtied up and that it. I mean, you know how it is. Like when you get a big rain and that water dirties up, those fish take a few days to kind of respond to it and get used to it. And I think they were in that weird funk where that water was probably 3 4 foot of visibility, and then they get that big rain, and now they're kind of just getting adjusted to it and adapting to it. I think that had more to do with it because the water temperature. I mean, it was in the 50s in the morning, and then we get into the low 60s. Like it's time. It's just it's got to stabilize out a little bit. If you just
Mm.
get some cold, sunny days, it's over with on that lake.
That's cool. Yeah.
So they want that. They want the sun there. That's what you're saying.
They're like that everywhere in the winter. Like same thing in Texas. Like we just pray for it to get so cold because they just if you do get a sunny day, even if it's 20 degrees, that'll put them this far under the surface, and they just become so easy to target. And they're dumb. I don't know what it is. When a bass gets cold, he just gets dumb.
Hungry.
You're like, give me
Especially the big
something.
ones.
Give me anything.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it's the same. It's the same. I mean, think about it with hunting or whatever else. Like, let's talk about it. I mean, with waterfowl hunting. I mean, some of
Mhm.
the best days ever are when it's straight up just nasty and they have to go feed. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They see decoys on corn. They're like, oh yeah, that's what I need right now. Versus when it's 60
Yeah.
and sunny. Like,
Yeah. Yes, it is just when it's like when it's super nasty, they just make more mistakes. I don't know what drives that, whether it's hunger or survival, like instinct, and just something triggers, especially big bass, to bite when it's super cold. I've learned that in the couple years I spent in Texas, and I guarantee. I mean, I've fished Clear Lake in December. It was kind of when scope was just first coming out, though. Like we were catching them on an underspin on the bottom, but like, um, I bet you that January Open, if it's stable weather and sunny, there'll be some records broken.
Big statement. I like it.
Records. Throwing the R word around there.
The
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I like that. And so, dude, I'm curious. So you had, and I don't want to rub any salt into the wound, but a pretty freaking sick year for not
Unreal
winning
season.
AOI. And I'm curious from looking at that, if you've had the time to even reflect, but like biggest learning lesson that you have from this past year of a season that was from outside looking in very successful, but obviously not to what you wanted it to be, that you'll carry into next year.
I think as far as like the fishing side of things, you just got to fish harder than everybody else, and you got to put more work in than anybody else. Whether it's map study, getting your baits ready, anything like that, just control what you can control and let the chips fall where they fall. The chips didn't necessarily fall on my end of the table this year in certain ways, but in other ways it really did. I mean, how blessed am I to have 4 seconds, 2 fourths in one Bass Opens, fourth at the U.S. Open, sixth place at Paul's, like all these good tournaments. Yeah, would I have loved to win one? But would I rather have a season where I win one and then don't get a check in any of the other ones? I don't know, maybe until I win one. But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just kind of, yeah. I had a very fortunate year, and then that final day, just everything's got to go right. And even on Angler of the Year, same thing. Everything's got to go right. And I had a huge lead going into the final event, and I lost it, you know. And that's just the way it goes. Me and Tyler ended up tying on points. I'm sure you guys talked about that, and then he won with the tiebreaker. But it's like I left the door open for him, you know. You can't let, and with this field of guys, you can't let that, like, you have to beat them. You can't hope they don't beat you, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. But yeah, it still is crazy have AOI end on a tiebreaker. That is,
Yeah, and it'll
wild.
never happen again, so it doesn't really matter. I wish we could have done like a fish out, like, hey, you got 4 hours on whatever
Cool.
lake, have 2 camera guys in the boat, go get it. Yeah, I wish there was a little bit different of a tiebreaker, but you know, they had the rule and they stuck with it, and I mean, they had the rules out before the year started, and so I'm sure that'll probably be the only tiebreaker in AOI history, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, no, I definitely think I'm definitely gonna call Mark and be like, hey, I know this will never happen again, but God forbid it does. We should change the rule to where that'd make great television. And like I was talking about before, I was like, what if we just took it to the championship? Like whoever finishes better at the championship, right? That'd make great television. But then Bryant was telling me, he's like, you can't really do that though, because that might make you fish different. Might make you fish trying to beat one person instead of 32.
Yeah.
And then he gave me that idea of, yeah, like go launch your, like you guys should have went down to Clear Lake, you know, a day early, go launch your boat on Oroville, have 2 camera guys in the boat or 2 marshals or whatever. And you got 4 hours. Good luck. Whoever wins. Like that definitely makes some
That'd
cool
be
television.
sick.
Like I remember the old fish out with Ike and Ellie and
Yeah.
Keith Combs in Texas, like something like that. Like pretty cool. And
Well,
the college natty this year, then same thing.
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, which was crazy. Like that was so fun to watch.
You didn't see any Ike snapping rods over your legs, though. You didn't see any of that happening.
No. They're lucky I wasn't fishing it, or I probably would have.
I love it. Well,
Dude,
go ahead.
Deke.
I was going to say, I mean, so looking at your year, I mean, fantastic season. Obviously, this is the time of year where, look, we just got done with the final term of the year, nice little break, and then back into it. But what do you do in the off season? And then B, what are your plans for next season outside of assuming fishing BAM again?
Yeah, so I've got a really small layover period because first week of January is the first one Bass Open of the year on Clear Lake. So I've got pretty much like a month and a half. And 1 second, hold on.
You're good.
Yeah, I'm live. Sorry, my mom needed something. Yeah, so I've
She
only
can
got like
join
a
if she
month and a
wants.
half.
Yeah, pop in.
Yeah, she doesn't
Family
talk too much
show.
about yeah, we'll have the Manterola talk show.
That's right. Go ahead.
But yeah, so we've only got like a month and a half, and so I'm getting my boat in, my Skeeter Yamaha here in like 2 weeks. It's getting rigged right now at Bass Wire, then it's getting on a truck and coming up here. So I'm gonna have to be working on getting that thing dialed in, broke in, and everything, getting it wrapped. Figuring out all my partners for next year. I've got most of them pretty much dialed in, but I got a couple other people I need to kind of secure deals with or at least talk to, and yeah, so do that and maybe shoot some ducks in between. Yeah, just maybe go winter fishing, catch some winter walleyes, smallmouth. Who knows? Salmon, steelhead. I don't know. I'm just gonna be living for like a month and then it's back on the grind. Oh, and next year's stuff. I'm gonna fish all the one bass events. So this year I only
Wow.
fished two. I fished the Havasu Open and the U.S. Open. This year I'm gonna fish their full schedule. Pretty excited about that. I just think with the Bass Nation qualification opportunity, like this year, next year, I'm qualified for next year's Bass Nation Championship, which is an opportunity at the Classic and the Elites. You just can't beat that. That's super cool.
Hell yeah.
As well as I didn't know this, I wish I did, but it also gets into the Ultimate Angler Championship. So yeah, I'm gonna be
Oh,
Bam
fishing
is
all
also doing
four.
that this
Yes,
year.
yes. I didn't know if that was public yet or not. That's why I didn't say it.
That's cool.
But yeah, so all the one basses, which is I believe is like 4 regular season events, and then the U.S. Open. Fished my first U.S. Open this year. That's such a cool tournament. Like wow, like I'll never miss another one if I can help it. Um, and then got the 4 regular season BAM events. Hopefully the championship. Gonna do Shasta, and then the 3 PNW events for BAM. So there's 4 more events there. Gonna do all of the Northwest Bass Nixon's Marine team tournaments, which is a 4 tournament series along with the championship to win a boat. So that's another 5 tournaments. Yeah, jumping on with them as well with Skeeter Yamaha. Shout out to them. They run a great team tournament circuit up here in the Northwest. And then the Bass Nation Championship on Hartwell. So I don't know, like 17, 18 tournaments. I'm gonna be busy.
That's ripping, dude. That's a
traveling
rip.
man.
Yeah, going. I
Yeah,
dig
it'll
it.
be fun.
Heck yeah, dude. I guess so. You're looking forward, but also look in retrospect. Is there one fish catch from this past year that stands out to you?
I like that.
Yes, the first tournament of the year. I the final day I had like a okay limit, and I had all spotted bass, and I knew it was going to come down to a big one, and I was catching them on a minnow mostly, and then the wind got crazy on that final day, like blowing 4 footers, and I saw this saddle with a mud line blowing through it, and I'm like, gosh dang! So I literally threw my trolling motor on 10 like 30 minutes to go, went up there, went into my locker, pulled out a spinnerbait, grabbed the spinnerbait, fired it up there, which is the bait I caught the first bass of my life on, and the only thing I knew how to throw back in the day because it was the only thing my dad had in his tackle box. He just loved his white spinnerbait, so
I thought you were a
it was pretty
scope.
cool. Yeah, threw that blade up there, and she locked it up. It was like a 6.5 pounder, um, and got her in the boat, and I almost cried, man, because it was crazy. Like from when I was like 8 to when I was like 12. That was the only bait I knew. That's what me and my dad would just both have our white spinner baits on some 20-pound spider wire and a spinning rod, and we'd go hit the farm pond and just wreck them, man. So, and that's still all my dad knows how to throw. He doesn't care about nothing else. That's all he's gonna throw. He's probably gonna every time we go, he catches the big one. I'll catch like 30, and he'll catch one fish, and it'll be the big one, whether it's October or freaking February on a white spinner bait. And so he always jokes with me. He's like, I don't know why you don't just throw a white spinner bait every tournament. You win every tournament. So that was a pretty cool moment, my first tournament on the BAM tour, and then catching that giant at the end on a white spinnerbait. That was cool.
Dude,
I remember. I'm trying to remember. I think it was Thomas. That was like in the group chat for us folk that were working that event. Was like, "Oh, Ty just caught a giant. Like this is gonna be really close." Like was getting the group chat all fired up for the weigh in basically because heard you bringing a big one in, and I thought you were gonna say that. That one was cool, especially when you sent the clip out after the fact. That was a pretty badass catch.
Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, hopefully, yeah. Well, they didn't put it in the TV show, but I need to find an editor that can put some bleeps into it before I post.
yes,
both
I've seen it
both
live.
me and my marshal might have slipped a couple times during that fight because she was mean and she was big. And I thought it was gonna be enough to win, honestly, and Greg just barely edged me out. But yeah, no, that one was pretty cool.
Well, I'll give you a nugget here, and for anybody else that's listening to this that wants to get into the content side, if you download the app's literally called Captions. If you put that video in there, it's AI that does all your captions for you. It'll actually recognize a swear word and bleep it out for you, and you can like edit if you want it in there or not. So there you go.
Oh, I'm
Now you don't have
easy.
to worry about it. You don't need to hire
There
an
you
editor.
go.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting that.
Yeah.
You're gonna need it just in general for the future. Just
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Every video.
Yeah,
That's
for
good.
sure. Like when I'm doing my taxes or whatever, I'm just gonna use it.
Nice.
Son of. I love it. Heck yeah,
Uh,
dude. Well,
that's funny.
as we wrap up here, Deke, you got anything else for Ty?
No, man, just super excited to watch you this season. Enjoyed spending a bunch of time with you, getting to know you more, and just congrats on a heck of a year, and can't wait to watch it all unfold next year. See how many W's you end up with, because it's coming, man, and I can't wait to see it all happen.
Yeah, I hope it does, man. But I mean, win, lose or draw, I'm super blessed, man. To be able to do this at my age, with a young family and being able to support them through fishing it's a blessing for sure. My family's so supportive. My sponsor is so supportive. The fans, I've had an overwhelming amount of encouragement from the fans. Very positive people, and no, it's been amazing.
Dude, I tuned into the Instagram live for the weigh-in for the championship, and there was probably I think a little over 100 people that were watching live. There was a lot of Ty fans, a lot of people that were pulling for you in that comment
Yeah.
section, man, myself included. But it was it was a hard one to watch, though. I'll say that, because we're all just like exactly what
Well,
Deacon was saying was like, as soon as the verdict was dealt, I immediately went to text you just to make sure mental space is like, make sure this kid's okay.
Don't be on a
oh my
click
gosh,
right now.
it's
Don't be on a click. Ty, answer the phone. That's literally was my mindset. Like,
dude,
Somebody
it's
find him.
so funny how people are different, because like I would get one text from like guys like you that are like super supportive, like head up high, bro, like you'll be all right, like you had a great tournament, we're so proud of you. And then like other friends will like send me like a gif or gif, whatever they're called, of somebody going like number two, number two, number two, or something like that. And
Oh
I'm
no.
like going through them all, and it's like, yeah, thanks, man. And it's like, oh, I hate you, dude. Like it's so
You
funny.
ain't first, you're
But
last.
yeah, exactly. The Ricky
yeah,
Bobby.
but no,
Yeah.
I was actually talking to one of my best friends about that the other day, Luke Wanger. I think the reason I'm so dissatisfied with second is because of how much basketball I played growing up. Because literally of that mentality. And he was talking about that too. He's got third, seconds in a lot of big tournaments. We got second in a really big tournament together, and we were just not happy. And we are like, we made this much money, like, and we had a really good tournament, but it's like you just get engraved in that competitive nature of just you didn't win, and more like it's not about the money for me. Obviously I want to support my family doing it, but like just to be crowned champion and know that like I was the best fisherman on this lake this week compared to the best fisherman on the West Coast, guys that I watched on TV growing up, like that would be a special moment, and I'm going to do absolutely everything I can to achieve that moment.
Hell yeah, dude.
Love it.
Love it. Well,
Cool.
Ty, dude, appreciate the time as always. As we told Tyler Madden prior to this, we were confident this is not going to be the last time we have a post anything West Coast tournament recap and have the winners on. We were sure we're gonna be seeing you there. That's for dang sure. But like Deke said, looking forward to keeping up with you boys throughout the tournament schedule next year.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
appreciate everything y'all do, man. You guys have been awesome supporting out here. So
How can folks follow along with what you've got going on?
yeah, I'm Ty underscore Manterola on like all platforms, TikTok, Instagram. I've had some problems with some editors, but I'm trying to find get someone to get going for a YouTube series. If not for this year's stuff, definitely next year. I'm gonna be having a full YouTube series, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, Instagram's Ty underscore Manterola, Facebook's just my name, TikTok's Ty underscore Manterola, and I post a decent amount, especially on Instagram, Reels and stuff like that. And yeah, we should be having the Columbia River TV show should be coming out pretty soon, I think, on the BAM side of things. So yeah, look up Bass Angler Magazine. They take a bunch of videos of us and stuff. Like they got a really cool clip of me catching a 6-pounder on day one, and all this other stuff. So yeah, no, they're an amazing, media company, and they do a really good job getting the media out for us. So follow them for everybody, Tyler, me, everybody else on the tour. They keep us updated and show some cool clips and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Heck yeah,
Or you
dude.
can like mail me something, I guess, if you want. If anybody wants some mail me some tournament entry fees next year, DM me, I'll give you my address.
Y'all got any more of the money for the entry fees?
Once again, coming to you for financial support. We will we'll link all your socials, everything down below. That'll go for all the guys we have on the show today. All the links will be down below for y'all. But Ty, man, thanks again for the time, and we'll be talking to you real soon, buddy.
Appreciate it, boys.
All right, folks, we are joined now by the champ of the BAM Super 60 Championship, Mr. Mason McAbee. Dude, I mean, it sounds like you just got off work or taking a break from work. Have you had a chance to even think about it before you're back to the grind?
Not really. I mean, I literally drove home. I think Sunday we weighed in. I woke up at daylight. My dad said we're going to have the day off. So then I went to my buddy's house in Woodland and went to Berryessa for the day. And then drove home from dark from Berryessa all the way home and went to work on Tuesday morning.
Grinder.
Savage, dude. Just straight fisherman. Wins a derb, and then he's like, you know what? Let's go fish Berryessa. It sounds fun.
Yeah, I should have went back to Clear Lake. I'll tell you that.
Was it tough there?
It wasn't tough, but it wasn't Clear Lake.
Yeah.
Different caliber.
Dude. Well, yeah, unreal, man. I mean, really a heck of a derby. Pretty substantial drop off after kind of days 1 and 2 on the final day, weights wise, except for yourself. But I guess let's start with how you qualified for the Super 60 Championship, how your season kind of went in a summary, and give us a little background on who Mason McAbee is.
It started off, okay. The first one was Pedro, and dude, I did good the first day. I think I was in the top 10 the first day, and then I just I don't know, that format kind of screwed me because I don't know. I went for keepers the first day, and it was kind of easy. And then the second day, it was like, dude, I just need a 14-incher. I can't get bit. So that was a tough one. But other than that, I made checks in all the other ones and just kind of, I don't know. Every one of them, I went in with a plan, whether to go to keepers or wait. And then this one was just like, dude, I'm going to catch everything I can. I want to make a top 10 so bad.
Heck yeah. So, dude, I mean, something that I've noticed, and first of all, we were talking on another show, we were talking a little bit about guys with the headphones in the morning. Like, man, dude, Mason's always got headphones in the morning, rocking. And then also you and your dad are always rolling together, working together, it seems like, or at least 2 events. And so number one, just wanted to say big shout out. Thank you. Every morning, this guy rolled up to the ramp and was like, oh, Deacon's alone. This poor little guy backing his boat down. So he helped me drop the boat in each morning. So thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Little did I know I'm talking to the champ every morning. I'm like, oh, he had 27 today. Oh, he did it again. Oh, he did it again. Like, dude, straight across the board. Unreal.
Yeah, I helped out all year, dude. I mean, launching by yourself is not easy. And then, every time I got off the water, I would just help somebody. I think at the Columbia, it was such a long line. I just started jumping in people's trucks without even asking them and taking them out of the water. So, whatever makes it go smooth and easy.
Yeah, man. I love that. Yeah. People's champ and the real champ here.
Yeah, champ on and off. I like it.
So yeah, man, I guess let's get into the derb itself. So, you and your dad, a lot of history on Clear Lake, right? Mm-hmm. Particularly from what I understand in the fall, you guys have had a lot of tournaments here. How did you prepare for this event being, that can be a detriment to a lot of guys, right? I mean, a lot of pressure coming back to a place you've done well in the past. How did you prepare mentally and think through this event?
Honestly, dude, I literally went into this tournament with like all my money on my dad because he's gotten, I think, 2 seconds in FLWs, this tour out here, and I don't know, 7 boats. So all in October and November. And
Nuts.
so I just kind of went out and kind of looked at his rods and rigged up what he had rigged on. But yeah, I went out there. I knew they were going to eat a crankbait. It was just a deciding factor on whether they're going to eat a crankbait or swim bait. Just
Okay.
it depends on the year, just whether we had a good hitch spawn and if there was hitch south or not. And there wasn't, not very much. I mean, as you probably saw, the entire lake and pretty much every community hole was so choked out with bait you couldn't scope.
Shad was insane, dude.
Yeah.
I've never seen so much bait on a lake in my life ever.
Yeah, and a school of half-inch shad would roll through, and then a school of 4-inch shad would roll through. It was just so inconsistent.
Mm-hmm. They had so much to feed on.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a hitch looks like on the graph. Like I really was trying. Like I haven't spent very much time on Clear Lake, but like I was trying to pay attention and be like, okay, all I saw was like these are shad, these are crappie, these are bass. That's it.
Yeah.
and catfish. Like that was it.
From what I know is like usually the spring you get pretty used to seeing them, whether they move in and move
Okay.
out. But from kind of what I notice, it's probably wrong. But what I look for is they kind of look like trout, but like in a shad school. Like they don't stop. But from what I notice,
Always moving.
yeah.
Okay.
And then every time I find like actual hitch eaters, like you'll see a ball of shad roll through and they won't even look at them. But then the hitch roll through and you could throw a pink Barbie with a hook on it and they will eat it if it's in their face.
Wow.
Yeah, it does not matter.
And is just because it's a bigger, higher protein meal kind of a thing, you think?
Yeah, and they got one shot while they move in and then they move out and then they got, they could have 30 minutes, they could have 2 days. Because from kind of what I noticed, especially before live scope, is just going down fishing. You would see so many fish all year. I mean, you could see them in December suspending on poles or any kind of structure, and then you could see them in the spring, summer, fall, where you could just go over a grass patch and there'd be 5 to 10 pounders just sitting there like hiding behind grass points and stuff. And then they won't bite anything. They won't look at anything. They don't even care if you run them over with your trolling motor. And then as soon as you see that hitch kind of push, it almost looks like a little bit of a wind gust. Like there's so many coming, and it's just 5 minutes of absolute insanity. Like hitch going airborne, fish going insanely. Like I watched one time 2 fish, both like 9 to 12 pounds, coming like 2 feet out of the water after like this one 10-inch hitch.
Jeez.
They don't stop there.
Gosh.
But
that's crazy.
I went in there looking for that because I like to throw a swim bait more than anything, and they eat a minnow a lot better around them too. But honestly, I don't even think I've seen a school the whole time I was there.
Yeah. And so that made you pick up the crankbait just because you felt like the hitch wasn't happening?
Yeah, I mean, I started with a crankbait just because I knew I could catch. You can always catch fish at Clear Lake on a crankbait, so I knew I could, hopefully get a couple keepers rotating spots. And I just kind of wanted to see on scope how they were set up before I really started to slow down and throw a swim bait. And honestly, I mean, I threw a swim bait my second stop and got 3 bites, and not one of them left teeth marks. So it told me really quick that they were just headbutting it. They weren't like there to eat. And so I kind of, until the last day, I kind of just left the big rods in the rod locker. I had an Osprey on the deck still, but it was pretty much just a one cast thing. And then I don't think I ever weighed one on it.
Wow. Okay. And so crankbait, and feel free to go into as little or as much detail here, but was there like a depth situation? Do you feel like that they're, are they doing it? Are they eating it because of a shad situation, a crawfish situation? Like what's your mindset with the crankbait bite on that body of water?
For me, I mean, I rolled up with, I think 4 or 5 crankbait rods on the deck, all the way from 10 to 15 foot, all the way to 35 foot. And so I kind of went out there and I could see most of the big ones were in that like 5 to 12 foot, but I could not get them to eat.
Dude, I don't know what it is. I saw so many giants. The amount of giants that I saw in 5 to 15 feet of water was insane.
Yeah.
And I don't think I weighed a fish that was shallower than 15 feet? That was like a good one.
Yeah. The first day, I think I cranked a 5 in like the first hour, but it was in like 24 feet of water on a 6XD.
Damn.
Jeez.
And I mean, it was a very specific spot. And I had been rotating, pretty much community holes because fall time, that's pretty much where they're at. They're schooled up. It's the best. They're not community holes because they're the best looking. They're community holes because that's where, the hitch gets pushed. It's where the shad gets pushed. It's where they have the best ambush opportunity. And
Okay.
the first, I think, 3 community holes I hit, dude, I didn't get bit. And then, I started going into some sneaky stuff that my dad had showed me over the years, and then I had found in the Cal Opens and like the other times I'd ever been there, just in my own boat. And my first one I hit was like a little secondary, and I caught like a 5.5. And I kind of knew how it's set up as a little bit of a ledge, and it was so small that like most people just go over it. You won't even see it on scope, but on low water years you can see it. And
Okay.
so I caught my first one there, and then left, went and hit some more community stuff. It really didn't click yet. And then it was like, caught another one in almost in the same spot. And then I was like, all right, dude, you better lock in now. It's time to go, fish some stuff that isn't easy to fish. I mean, it's 5-10 casts before you actually hit the right boulder or hit the right ledge or rock or whatever it is. But then that ended up being one of my main spots. And then cranking wise, I mean, I went through, I don't know, I think the first day I didn't have the limit till 12 or so. And then I figured them out after that. I think I ended up cranking on camera. I dumped, I don't know how big it was.
Oh gosh.
It locked me up on a 10XD in like 33 foot of water. And I was sitting up like high, like up on in like 10 foot, and I was just dredging the boulders on the way up the point, and it locked me up. And I looked back at the camera and I said, dude, this is a giant one. And it just, for some reason, she started coming up and then just did like a turn down and she just come off. I didn't know what happened. And automatically I was like, obviously, if she came off that easy, I might have run into like a catfish or carp or something. The next one, I stuck one, like next cast, stuck one, and it fought almost the same, just didn't pull as hard. And it was a 6-pounder.
Jeez.
And then I scoped up on that same point after I'd blown off of it. After I put that one in, submitted it, all that. I mean, you get 5 minutes per fish. And
Dude.
You guys had
Jumped
more
up on a
practice
troller.
in the kayak stuff.
Oh, I know, dude. It's like, and they're biting too. Like you see the whole bottom light up when you pull one up with a crankbait.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, all right, better submit it. Hopefully I got good internet. And but then my next cast, I ran up to the trolling motor, and the boulder I was sitting on top of, 2 of them were sitting on it. And I cast the minnow over there and stuck another 6. And then it was after that, it was just like, all right. Yeah, I had a rotation. And I think the first day it was about 50-50, cranked and minnowed 50% of my bag. And then the second day it was pretty much all minnow except for 1 crankbait fish. And the last day it was all crankbait fish.
Wow.
It was just all about the wind hitting it and, timing. And like you said, dude, me and Colby Pearson were talking about it in the weigh tank on the third day, and we're like, dude, I probably had 5 to 6 40 to 50 pound bags follow me today. It was unbelievable.
Jeez, that hurts.
It was brutal, the followers, dude. I mean, I'm just impressed with the guys that were able to get some of those fish to bite, because it felt like it was like 1 in 200 that would actually swim.
Less than 1%. That's what my camera guy or my marshal the last day, he's like, dude, I was like, man, I'm only getting 1% of them to bite. And I was like, I don't even know if you're getting 1% to bite. I was like,
yeah,
I know it.
That good for you, man. That's so I guess with especially too, I mean, so your dad also made the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys talk about spots, areas, like, and maybe this is just in general, you see obviously on the Elite Series guys sort of team up and these types of things, but like, how does that work in the household? Are you like, hey man, get off my hole, or like, hey, you go to this one, I go to that one? Like,
no,
what does that look like?
No, I definitely learned a lot of stuff from him. So it's always, giving each other information on whether we found them or how we found them or what we're getting bid on. Because usually, I mean, I think Pedro Mojave, the Columbia, and the Delta. We were throwing the same thing by the end of day one. We caught all of our fish almost identically the same way. So it was just sizing, colors, and it was just like pretty much figured out really quick. It didn't matter where we were. It just was, the technique. But yeah, I mean, we share everything with each other just because, we want each other to do good, whether it's first and second or, 60th and first.
Love it.
Heck yeah.
That's a fun dynamic. I mean, you don't really see.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even know. Besides the juniors, or the Joneses, I don't think you see anybody else like that on tour that's traveling father and son. He's obviously got some brothers, but it's a pretty dang cool deal, dude. And I will say I watched the live in the last day, the Instagram live of the weigh-in. That was pretty cool to see how much your dad wanted you to win. I think obviously shows how good of a dad he is, but also I think you can see the passion you guys both share for the sport and everything. But that had to be a pretty damn cool moment, man.
No, I did not see that coming at all. I mean, I knew he was going to be happy for me, but I didn't know he was going to be that happy. But when I caught 3 back to back to back on a crankbait, I was like, dude, I'm going to have 35. This guy's going to have 35. Like, there's no, and they were all big ones. I mean, I caught at 1:30, I had 3 fish on the last day, and I had a 14-incher and 2 4-pounders. One I cranked and one I minnowed. And then I rolled up to one spot, and dude, I looked at my Marshall and I was like, dude, screw it. We're going to go north because I can't get bit. I've had, like you said, probably 200 or 300 followers, 5+ pounds. And I mean, some of them in wolf packs of 10 and some of them singles.
Oh, that hurts so bad.
And, I had 4 minnow rods on the deck on the last day. And I went through so many different baits and head sizes and everything. And then I pulled out my swim baits. They wouldn't use swim bait. Tied on a jerk bait. So finally at 1:30, I was like, dude, I'm going north. I'm just going to run the stuff I did in the open. And then, I feel like I can minnow, at least a limit up there. We'll see how big.
Oh no.
He's back.
Phone call? Nope.
You might need to just exit the lobby real fast and hop back in.
Yeah.
It's got your audio out.
There you go.
Oh, we got you now.
There you go.
Oh.
I don't know who Troy is, but
You say
Fernandez.
jerk.
Come on, Troy.
Kid calls me in the middle of the podcast. I'm working.
Oh, come on here. That's funny.
Oh, no worries, dude. I can go back through and edit all that. So I'm trying to remember where you're at. I think you said you were going north.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about. Yeah, go ahead.
So I ended up, retying a couple rods, and I was just going to go start Niesel and Stern and do a big circle and just kind of see if I could catch a limit. And hopefully they were going to be big ones, because it seemed like if you minnowed one this week, it was big or it was really small.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I minnowed any 2-pounders. They were pretty much all 4 inches or 5 or 6-pounders or 1 4-pounder. So
yeah.
I tied on an LV and then a light minnow. And then for some reason I retied a crankbait, my main cranking rod. And then I was getting ready to run right past that point, and something told me to stop. And so I stopped, and I was like, I'm going to give it 5 casts. If they don't bite, we're going north. And first cast, stick a 5. Next cast, stick another 5. And then right across the way was my starting spot on day 2. So I went over there. Nobody was there. Did a circle around it. Didn't catch anything. And let them reset where I caught them. Ran back, first cast, took a 7.
Oh, God.
Jeez.
Decisions,
And I
man.
was like, I guess we better stay down south.
You think that was a window thing?
Yeah, it was definitely a window thing. I mean, the wind was switching so much. I mean, it was coming off of the mountains so many different ways. And finally, I had pretty consistent rollers coming from the narrows into it. And it was where it was pretty much a perfect scenario. I could make a long cast with a crankbait into the wind, and I could hit like 22 feet with a 6XD. And that was pretty much the key.
That's awesome.
Interesting. Okay. Now, what's your take on, and maybe I guess you did say you had a limit by noon or something on day 1, but it sounds like, especially on day 3, they fired in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I noticed that, and I only finished 13th, but like, I could not get bit in the mornings. Why do they set up better in the afternoon in your mind?
I don't know. I think in the mornings, what I noticed was it was so choked out with bait. Like a lot of times, I notice the bait in the fall stays shallower if it gets cold at night.
Okay.
If it stays pretty warm, especially in California, I've noticed if it stays pretty warm, it seems like the bait likes to move off the bank a little bit. But if it stays pretty cold, like especially the lakes I'm from, and it stays up shallow, and I definitely noticed that this week. Where I would roll up into a spot in the morning and it would be so choked out you can't even see the rocks. And then I would roll in there later in the afternoon and it would be clear. I could minnow. And I think that was the biggest key, especially on day two. Day two was probably the toughest mentally because I wanted to make top 10 and I didn't have them. And it was the same thing. It was a timing deal, like right at the end of the day.
Yeah, man, that was crazy to me. Well, dude, now we're so you ended up, I mean, out of everyone, I think it was most impressive was like consistent across the board, right? No practice, whatever it is, but it's like 27, 27, 27, which is just, I mean, just a testament to like, yeah, just being on them and keeping your head in it, like you said on day two. But dude, new Bass Cat for the win. What's the plan with the boat? Is this your first boat win too?
It's first solo boat win and second team tournament boat win. Or I got one team tournament boat win.
That's awesome.
That doesn't suck.
So, are you selling the boat? What's the plan with the Bass Cat?
Oh yeah, she sold
already. She's already
sold.
Yeah. I mean, I shook the hands, did the interview in the boat, and then I sold it right back to Lucene.
Oh, you sold it to Mark?
Yeah.
Because he said that first thing when we were going out. He's like, if anyone wants to sell it, I'll buy it, so you don't have to deal with selling it.
Yeah.
He said, gone.
Well, he came up to me after pictures and everything was done, and he offered me the money from my mom. My mom looked at me and was like, "Yeah, like, yeah, 100%. I've done this 7 times. Let's go ahead and take that one."
That's
so
incredible.
I'll listen to them.
Shout out, Mark. Shout out, Mark.
I like it. Yeah, thanks, Mark. Way to go.
Congrats. Here's this boat. By the way, can I
huge.
buy that boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Mark's like, here's the boat.
I mean,
I'll take it back if you want to sell it back.
Shoot, dude. I mean, that kind of worked out perfect for you then. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's a pain in the butt to sell a boat right now. Too,
yeah, it is. I mean, the only thing was I had enough people there to tow it home. I mean, 2 of my best friends showed up, and then my entire family was there. I mean, it was pretty cool to have all those people there watching me.
That's pretty special.
Dude, heck yeah. Super special, man.
That's awesome.
Well, dude, I mean, we're talking November now. Tournament season seems to be right around the corner, at least for pro-ams, one bass, all of that. What is next year looking like, Mason McAbee?
I mean, they're flirting with some with a dude with bad spending habits, giving me that kind of money, because I got some swim baits on the way from Japan. I got some freaking baits from Japan, and then I'm fishing every single tournament I can get into next year.
Roll it, baby. Take it and double down. I love it.
Roll the dice.
We might have the worst year of our life, but we'll be in 30 different pro-ams.
So safe to say we'll see at Clear Lake and Shasta pretty early into January.
Yeah. Dude, Clear Lake in January is going to be fun. Like, really fun. It's going to be 95% of people are going to be, including me, it's going to be almost impossible to get bit, and then somebody's going to weigh 105 plus.
Jeez.
It'll be no.
So it gets harder? Why does it get harder in January?
Because it's going to be so cold, dude. And the North is not going to play, like, literally at all, I don't think. I mean, from what I noticed, watching over the years, guys in the North in the wintertime, it's usually bucks, dude. It's usually 4 and 5 pounders is good ones up there. Mm-hmm. And it'll be 25, 27 pounds. And then some guy from down south is going to weigh 36, 38 every single year.
That is
so, I mean, I'm going to try to go up north and I'm going to try to do the whole lake. I'm just going to try to figure something else out. But I mean, dude, it's going to be fun, but it's probably going to be miserable. It's going to blow at least 1 or 2 of the days, if not the whole tournament. And But that one will be fun. Shasta, I haven't been to Shasta in 2 years, so that one will be fun.
I love your mindset,
Heck
bro.
yeah.
Of you started off, you're like, dude, I can't wait for Clear Lake January. It's gonna be so much fun, and you're like, yeah, it's gonna suck, but like,
Yeah.
you just embrace the grind, dude. You talking about it like you get home, no sleep, go fish, pour concrete, hop on a podcast. Like I think you just have that balls to the wall, dragon knuckle grinder mindset, and I think that's it's pretty badass to see those people win, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the kid that always has to. We have a rule every time we do a pro-am that the last guy in has to go get dinner, and so I'm literally always the one that has to go into town in the middle, like at 9 o'clock after everybody's done. Everybody's rigged rods by 4 o'clock, and then they just wait for me to come in and get dinner. Like, dude, just pick it up. I don't care what it is. But no, I got to put my boat on the trailer, get all my rods rigged, and then go freaking get dinner and gas and all that. So it's like, yeah, I'm usually the first one on the water. Not the first one on the water. I like to sleep in a little bit, but probably the last one on the water most of the time, in practice at least.
Yeah.
Ain't no shame in that.
Good way to be, man.
Yeah.
How is your mindset shifted with the Super 60 having no practice?
I love it, dude. I usually catch them the first day of practice,
Mhm.
and it always changes because I feel like so many people in practice go out there freely and they fish the day, and they don't make adjustments during the tournament. They try to fish practice again,
Sure.
and that's almost kind of how Clear Lake was this week. I mean, it was like first day was completely different than the second, completely different than the third. So I just kind of just went out there as soon as I caught, what I did the first day, it was just stress off my shoulders, just go figure out how to catch them again. And then the third day was the same thing. I mean, I made it. I made a check. Let's just go see if we can win.
Love that mindset, dude.
Heck yeah.
It's so true though. Like everybody
Yeah.
makes that preconceived notion out of practice, and you're like, oh well, I was doing this yesterday.
Dude, so many times. So many times. I am like the king of dock talk in practice. I can't tell you. I fished 2 pro-ams at Shasta in my life, and both pro-ams I thought I was going to win by 30 pounds. And then the tournament would come, and it would either be Bluebird and Sunny, and I wouldn't catch them, or it would be go from Bluebird and Sunny to Storms. So it's like, dude, I just figured out that honestly, around where I am, if I show up with no practice, I do better than I do when I have practice. So I just figure out how to fish the day.
Have you thought about just saying screw practice on the rest of those events too?
Yeah, but if I do that, I mean, it's only 3 days of fishing, and then I don't get that days off of work.
Oh, fair enough.
I see. You need more time. You need less
So you
time
still
working.
take the practice
That's why
days
I'm
off.
always on the water till dark.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Take the practice days off and just go fish somewhere else. Doesn't say you can't fish.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. I love it, dude.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, Deke,
No, I like the format too. It's taught me to fish faster. I feel like I'm a pretty slow fisherman. Like I get into an area, especially in practice, and like really once I start getting bit, I really slow down and break all of it down. And it's like in this format, man, you get left behind.
Yeah.
You need to find them somewhere biting, like right now.
Yeah, it's kind of how it happened to me all year. I mean, it was kind of. I mean, we had all different aspects of like the time of year and fish and everything, but it seemed like that helped the most with smallmouth. Like I would try to settle down and figure them out, like at Mojave and the Columbia, when you could just go to the next point and catch one, and then go to the next point and catch one. It's like, what am I doing? Why have I been here in my starting spot for 3 hours? I caught 2 bass. I'm so far behind right now.
Dude, it's the truth, man. I mean, it's a brutal reality, but you just get like locked in and you're like, all right, I'm going to figure these ones out. And it's like, just go around the corner.
Yeah.
They could be biting right there. Like good.
Yeah. We started on the same spot day one of Mojave, dude. And I sat there for 3 hours first day.
Nuts, dude.
I was like, dude, they're going to be on beds on this thing. I'll just keep scope and they'll move up eventually. They didn't move up.
Turns out they didn't. I do remember that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, Deke, you got anything else for the champ?
No, man. Just other than congrats, man. Heck of a derby, heck of a year. Glad to see you win it. It was really special to see that, watch it with your dad and yourself on the final day. So congrats, and looking forward to seeing you out there next year as well, and apparently fishing every derby known to man. So Pops might need to find someone else for some work.
Oh, yeah.
Mason's going fishing.
Yeah, he's already got a couple guys in the rotation. So I told him I'm taking as much time as I can to practice for the one basses, and then for the BAMs, I'm gonna try to give myself a couple extra days so that my truck doesn't break down, and we'll see.
Dude, that is something that I've learned, and a lot of these is coming from Idaho. It's normally a 1-day drive, but my rule now has been to leave a day early just in case something happens on the road.
Yeah,
because it just happens.
Yeah.
Stuff breaks. I don't care who you are.
yeah, and you see my truck. I mean, I camped in the back of a homemade tent the first tournament, and it's like, dude, that thing sputters going up mountains. So we'll see if she makes it next year.
Oh boy.
Heck yeah.
Oh.
I love it.
If it
She'll get
doesn't,
there.
we got a little extra cast to get a U-Haul to get us there. We'll figure out how to get home.
That's right. That's right.
If I were
It's a 7.3, yeah?
No, 6.0.
6.0. Okay.
Yeah, I've already blown one up, and I blew a 6.4 up. So this is my third truck in 2 years.
Oh,
Nice.
So we'll
Nice.
see.
Well, I heard you can bulletproof a 6.0 pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard this.
Yeah, my first one was bulletproofed, and that didn't go over too well.
Didn't matter.
No. And this one's bulletproofed, and she's doing good, but man, it's any minute she could be gone. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh man, I
Well,
love it. I love those old.
Win
diesels.
more
It's good
derbs and you don't have to
stuff.
worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna go out and buy a truck, but then I was like, dude, now my truck's running good, so we'll just see.
Right. Once you like, that's kind of where I got to with my boat. I was like, it's about time to upgrade, whatever else, and I was like, it's dialed right now. Why would I sell it now?
Yeah.
Like,
Love it.
just get it locked in and roll with it.
Till she breaks, and then get half of what you would have when it was running.
That's the other problem. Yeah, it's a game we play.
Yeah.
So no one said bass fishermen are smart.
No.
All right.
No, we wouldn't be in this if we were smart.
Yeah, you got that right. Yeah, so many better things that are more lucrative
Oh God.
and drive you less mad. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, and by the time we start winning, dude, we'll be so far down in the depths of tackle spending, let alone the boat payments and the truck payments and lodging. It's like, dude, you're just doing this to keep sane. That's all I'm doing it.
Yeah. The
Oh,
wind
man.
just digs you out of the hole that you were in.
That's exactly right. I mean, like, I think I was talking to a friend who ended up getting some rods stolen at some point, and they luckily had it insured as far as with their insurance company. An insurance company wrote him a $10,000 check for like equipment, right, that was taken. And I was rigging up rods, and my dad's not really a fisherman, right? Like, he'll go fishing and stuff, but not at the level we're doing things. And he was like, "You think you got $10,000 in rods?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like, between rods and reels, Dad? Like, yes. Like, very, very much yes.
100%.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a mess, dude.
I would love if you've seen those like Bassmaster does them where it's like kind of like the man cave walkthroughs or shop walkthroughs of some of the pro anglers and stuff like that. Dude, if you went on your guys' tour, like regardless of the tour anyway, if they did those walkthroughs and then be like, all right, here's the budget of everything you just saw, I would love to see some of the numbers we'd get back on some of this stuff. Like not even boat included, like astounding the numbers.
No, talk about a swim bait box. Like,
Oh,
talk about a Mason McAbee swim bait box.
Oh,
Like,
dude. There's one glide bait box that's always in my boat that I swear is like more rusted than any box in my boat, but it's probably got, I don't know, 6-8 grand in just one box.
You better freaking like padlock that thing now that you just told the world there's.
It doesn't matter,
in your boat.
Dude, I've bought so many boxes that are supposed to be waterproof, and it just seems like every time it's just caked in rust every single time. So we'll just, I don't know, who cares? We'll just break them off anyways.
Buy new trouble.
I think the Gerald Swindle quote is the best in this. Like, there's a little rust on it. I just set the hook harder.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Yeah, just put new hooks on it. The split rings are fine.
There you go.
Yeah.
Send it.
yeah.
Love it, dude.
Well, good stuff. Man, Bailey, anything else?
No, I think that's it, dude. I just wish I had got to tune into more of the event. Looking forward to the post production coming out from BAM to see more of what went on site at Clear Lake. And congrats on the win, dude. It sounds pretty badass the way you caught him, and obviously cranking's always a fun way to fun but scary as hell to catch him. But
oh, dude, especially with no net.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Any crazy situations where you almost hooked yourself or anything?
No, but I know the last 3 fish that I caught the last day, the 2 5s and the 7 were both on, and I mean everybody's had this happen. There's like one bone outside the like their jaw. It's not like outside their jaw, but it's like, dude, I had one prong just barely in there, and it was just, if I pulled just a little bit harder, it was gonna come out of the skin. And it was just like one prong, and you'll see it in the video, dude. It's like the full crankbait's out. It's just holding onto a piece of skin on all 3 of them. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Eat it. But thank God, I mean, the big one, she dug under the boat once, but like the other 2 kind of just came up to the surface and laid there. So thank God for that. But yeah, I didn't almost hook myself. I mean, it was the 2 5s I just bellied and threw them in the bottom of the boat. But the big one, she just kind of came up with her mouth open, and I stuck my finger in. But
yeah,
the minnow fish were the hardest because you never know how the minnow is. And one of them came up and jumped, and I went to lip it, and it was upside down in her lip, and I stuck it through my thumb.
Oh, geez.
But I didn't go past the bar, but it just hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have those. That's for dang sure. I've done that a couple times.
I've learned that.
Oh.
Oh.
I have no idea what just happened there.
Good.
You got me?
Yeah, that was weird. It's all good. Yeah.
That's weird. And I can't see you.
You got me?
Well, I don't know what in the world just happened, but that might be a perfect little segue. To just, I think the internet's telling us, hey, wrap it up. This guy wants some rest.
We're gonna get some sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, well, good stuff. Heck of an event. Excited to watch you next year. And looking forward to seeing you on the road a bunch. But congrats on the win again. And I'm sure you will be back on the show sooner rather than later. And heck yeah, man.
All right, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, dude.
Anything you want to shout out? Let's one last thing. Rods. I think you and your dad have a rod company.
No, my dad does, and I'm a pro staffer. You know.
Got it, man.
Get to be the kid's son.
That's right. I like it. Well, shout out the rod and what you were using, I guess, from a crankbait perspective. That's something I'm always trying to think through is crankbait rods.
Yeah, I was using a Stealth Sticks 4 fathoms. It's an 8-foot cranking rod. It's got carbon fiber handles. So, like I was saying, I was getting a 10XD to like 35 foot most of the time. And when you get down that deep, especially on 12-pound, it gets pretty spongy down there. So, being able to feel everything with the carbon fiber handles was definitely a big player, especially going, through the pretty specific spots. And then same thing with the 6XD, and using 10-pound P-line ultimate fluorocarbon on the 6XD, and then 12-pound and 15-pound on my 10XD ultimate fluorocarbon, and then same thing with the minnow, just Spin X and 8-pound tactical or ultimate fluorocarbon, and Stealth Sticks Little Pete.
All right, folks, that is going to do it. Seems like a little bit of fun technical difficulties, if you will, there at the end. But I guess that's what's happening anyway when you have multiple guests and have been ripping podcasts for several hours on end. But nonetheless, great show with the top 3, the champs from Clear Lake. And I mean, Deke, it's cool to see the people that were there on stage for the top 10. But one thing I did notice is a lot of the younger guys. And it's a cool look.
I didn't ask how old Mason is, but he's young too. I mean, you look at it, it's going everywhere, right? Like I normally think of the West lagging behind in some trends and things at this point in fishing. It seems to, I don't know, there seems to be like trends that, I don't know where I get that from, but maybe the idea that forward facing took a little longer to adapt in the West than it felt like it did in the East. But like look across every I mean, Bassmaster Opens right now, AOY, right? What, he's 19 years old, Fisher,
Mm-hmm.
like 20.
Yep.
Like, he's young.
Not even. I
I
think
mean, you
he's
look
just
at
out of high
across
school.
the board right now, it's a lot of really young domination, and there's no different on the West right now.
Yeah, it's cool to see what the future looks like. You know, when you got the Colby Pearsons, you got Ty Manterolas, Ty Madden. You know, there's so many more examples of guys that walked across the stage that, you know, the Mason McAbees, like these are the guys you're going to have to be putting up with for the next 10, 20, 30 years.
Yeah, exactly. Not like next 5-10 years, like next 20-30 years, right?
Yeah. Like when you're the same age as them, the rest of your fishing career, as long as you guys still keep up with this thing. But yeah, pretty cool to see. And obviously appreciate all of them taking time out to join the show and share their winning ways. And I think they're going to be no strangers to the top threes and recap shows of next year.
Yeah. Any takeaways on your end? I know you obviously weren't at this event, aren't super familiar with Clear Lake, but just like hearing these guys break it down, talk about it, anything that like jumped out at you as like, a learning moment or anything like that?
I think the biggest thing is it is a fishery that gets a lot of pressure, a lot of attention, and that it seems like it sounds very much like my first time going to Lake Fork. And you always hear about Lake Fork of, oh my God, it's amazing. There's all these giant fish. And you're in your head as a kid, you're just picturing the Holy Land, right? Like you're going to go there and blast giants all day long. It's going to be the greatest thing ever. My first time at Lake Fork, I didn't catch a single fish the entire day. And so it's like a reality of this is world renowned fishery. But the guys that we, you know, from watching the live on stage the final day to the guys that we had on this show was we're going in the mindset of we're going to have 6 to maybe 8 if we have a great day, 8 bites a day. But we're looking for the right ones. And that's just, um, it's interesting to learn of just the mindsets of winners where it's not worried about 50 bites. Let's go get the right ones. And that is one thing that seems to reign true with a lot of people that know how to close. And that it seems like Clear Lake is one of those places where it's like you might go there and, you know, obviously you're around giants all day long, but like we've been hearing, 8 to 10 bites is a really, really good day out there. So that was interesting, and just seeing how much of a mindset comes with fishing Clear Lake. But and it kind of helps me a little bit pre-prepare, if you will, with 8 months from now or so, whatever it is, going to be there trying to fish. But it was cool to see some of the different things that these guys applied, but definitely seemed like an offshore deal for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
No, I think that's great. Great mindset. And I totally agree with, for anyone out there, not discouraging you to not go to a fishery you've always wanted to go to because it's gotten publicity for giants. But that's the absolute truth, is give yourself a couple of days, because they are hard fisheries no matter what, most of the time, to at least go break down a little bit. Unless it's the right time of the year and everything's on the bank, it's completely
Right.
different. But when it's a normal time frame, like, I think that's great advice just in general. Like, I don't care how many 8 to 12 pounders are in there. It doesn't mean that it's easy.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, Florida is a great bass fishing state, but it's, you rarely have days where you're blasting 40 fish. It's typically a grind. You're always going to have those days that align. And it's always the people that really know what they're doing that can see like, hey, next week, this day, stars are going to align. We're going to go blast them. And that's all those fisheries have the capability of it. Not all of them are. Typically, the only fisheries you find where you can go catch 20, 30, 40 plus fish a day you're going to find that in the north. That's about it. And that's just because we get the ice seasons. But a world-renowned lake nonetheless, and looking forward to heading out to Clear Lake next year. But appreciate these guys taking time out to jump on the show and obviously hear from their experience of Clear Lake, and love seeing what these tournament trails are doing out west. And hopefully people are liking our little Seriously Western push this year to bring some more of this entertainment and news and all that stuff and some of the angles from the West Coast to y'all. But I think that's going to do it for today's show.
Yeah, man.
You got anything else?
No. Let's keep ripping shows. It's like a little bit of our off season, and hopefully you get out and go kill a deer. I know it's been a grind for you.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about hunting right now. I think I'm gonna go fishing this weekend, get it out of the brain, get away from technology a little bit, and just go and enjoy being outside right now. Because one, StreamYard's being terrible for us right now, our streaming platform. So I need a break from the computer and I need a break from the woods. And so I'm gonna go say hello to my bass friends before the ice comes in and takes over our lakes.
Smart. I like it.
All right. Well, folks, appreciate y'all
All right,
for
buddy.
tuning in as always, and we'll see y'all on the next one.